Lu the Wicked smashed the phoenix's nest with a single blow of his shovel. He grabbed the golden phoenix and slammed it against a rock. The golden phoenix did not flee. Instead, it spat out a red gem that rolled to Lu's feet. Lu the Wicked picked up the gem and pocketed it. Then he threw the dying phoenix off the cliff and headed straight to the village. The owner of the pawnshop held the gem in his hands, trembling, and said, "The core of a 100-year-old phoenix is worth 3 grand mansions. If you can obtain its sacred feather, the price will increase 20-fold. Lu the Wicked's eyes lit up. He hoisted his shovel and ran back to the cliff. He pushed aside the rocks with his bare hands and found the golden phoenix curled up among the stones. In a hoarse voice, it begged, "Let me go, and I will guarantee you a lifetime of wealth and glory." Lu the Wicked let out a cold laugh and struck the golden phoenix with a brutal blow. The phoenix writhed in pain, its wings trembling. He reached out to tear away its sacred feather. Desperate, the phoenix gathered its last strength and pecked him. Blood dripped endlessly from the back of his hand. Enraged beyond reason, Lu the Wicked beat the phoenix to death. He ripped off the sacred feather and walked away as if nothing had happened. He did not even bury the golden phoenix's body. 2 days later, kind-hearted Aunt Wang went up the mountain to gather herbs. She heard a very faint sound coming from the cliff. Quickly moving the rocks aside, she looked down and saw that the golden phoenix was barely clinging to life. Its wings were broken into several pieces. It had lost all its feathers and looked pitiful beyond words. Aunt Wang's heart ached. She removed her scarf and carefully wrapped the golden phoenix in it. Then she carried it home in her arms. She heated water, chewed medicinal herbs thoroughly, and gently applied them to its broken wings. Afterward, she prepared warm rice soup and fed it spoonful by spoonful. At night, afraid the phoenix might be cold, Aunt Wang placed it beside her pillow. She cared for it with the tenderness of someone protecting a child. Half a month later, the golden phoenix miraculously survived. New feathers even began to grow. A soft golden light shone between its wings. Aunt Wang gave it the name Fire Phoenix. One day, Lu the Wicked passed by Aunt Wang's house. At a glance, he saw the Fire Phoenix alive and peacefully resting in the yard. Instantly, he kicked open the gate. "The golden phoenix belongs to me." Aunt Wang stepped in front of the Fire Phoenix to protect it and shouted angrily, "You left it for dead and abandoned it on the cliff, and now you have the nerve to come and take it from me?" Lu the Wicked refused to listen. He shoved Aunt Wang with all his strength. She fell to the ground and struck her forehead, leaving a bloody wound. At that very moment, the Fire Phoenix grew several meters taller and released an icy aura. Lu the Wicked's legs trembled, and he turned to flee in terror. The Fire Phoenix suddenly spread its wings. A powerful gust lifted Lu into the air and slammed him to the ground. Then the phoenix breathed out a blast of freezing wind. Lu's body became stiff with cold, and he shook uncontrollably. Crying and screaming, Lu the Wicked crawled away in fear. Not long afterward, a severe drought struck the village. The earth cracked, and the river dried up. The crops withered completely. Every day, the villagers burned incense and prayed for rain, but nothing worked. Lu the Wicked owned the most farmland in the village, and he could see that he would harvest nothing. He spent his days standing outside his house, cursing the heavens. Aunt Wang looked at the cracked land with a heavy heart. For days, she could neither eat nor drink. One day, the Fire Phoenix gently landed on her shoulder. It nodded obediently, and then led Aunt Wang to the river. The Fire Phoenix flapped its wings, soared into the sky, and let out a long cry. Instantly, black clouds covered the heavens. Rain poured down for 3 days and 3 nights. The dry fields came back to life, and the villagers celebrated with joy. Everyone said that the Fire Phoenix was a sacred being protecting the region. After the rain, however, the Fire Phoenix became weak and lay on the ground. Its feathers were dull and without shine. Aunt Wang embraced the weakened phoenix and wept bitterly. The Fire Phoenix slowly spat out an icy green pearl. It signaled to Aunt Wang that she should bury it beneath the old elm tree at the entrance of the village. Aunt Wang followed its request and carefully buried the frozen pearl beneath the old elm. From that day on, the village enjoyed favorable weather every year and never suffered another drought. The elders always said, "A sacred being protects the home and blesses the good-hearted." When Lu the Wicked learned that the pearl possessed such powerful spiritual energy, greed consumed him once again. One night, he secretly went to the village entrance to dig it up. The moment he started digging, the Fire Phoenix leapt down from the top of the old elm tree and pecked his wrist fiercely. The villagers heard the commotion, rushed over, and caught Lu the Wicked on the spot. They brought him before the magistrate. Because of his many crimes, he was sentenced to immediate exile. From then on, Lu the Wicked wandered far from his homeland and never returned. 2 years later, a strange disease broke out in the village. Anyone who became infected was left bedridden and barely able to breathe. None of the local doctors could find a cure. Aunt Wang also fell ill and was confined to her bed. She struggled to breathe and suffered every day. The Fire Phoenix stayed by her bedside. In the end, it spat out a pure golden pill. Aunt Wang placed the golden pill in her mouth, and all her pain vanished instantly. She made a full recovery.